Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective. Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday. We are here. It is Self-Care Wednesday. Sorry about that. Everything's hitting the desk. It's not going to be a long show today. It's been a day already for me. Did not get a lot of sleep, and TMI, it's my Mother Nature came to visit, so it's my first day, which means that pretty much every one of my brain cells is coming out of my body. So I know. You know what? Why hold back? Nature's nature. But seriously, even my hair stopped cooperating with me today. But it's all right. It's all right. We're just gonna shuffle, see what comes out, see. Oh, there's one. See what happens. All the things. Or we're just gonna pull from the top. Wow. Or we're just gonna pull from the top or bottom. So, let's see. Self-Care Wednesday, Self-Care Wednesday, Self-Care Wednesday, Self-Care Wednesday. All right. We'll just split the deck and go from there. How about that? We'll go until we feel like we shouldn't go no more. So, all right. Let's see. Let's just shuffle these a little bit. So, okay. There we go. Number one, family. Family is a good thing to have. Family is a very wonderful thing to have. Self-care can be about family. Maybe reaching out to a family member. Maybe you don't live near family, so you can reach out, maybe send a text, maybe send an email, FaceTime, all those things. Sometimes when we're feeling our darkest and we're starting to feel our lowest, it's family that kind of brings us back. They sit there, they listen, they do all the things. They do all the things. And sometimes that can make the difference, right? They're kind of like that safety net for a lot of people. Now, if you don't have, the traditional family, and by traditional, I mean the one you're born into. I adopt my family. I have a lot of adopted family. Older sibling is my best friend that I've known for 20 plus years, and we grew to be like sisters. I have a little bro that I met. Funny enough, I met both through hockey, but it's just family can be whoever. To me, family's not in the blood. Family is in the heart. All right. And yeah, you have your DNA family, but then you also have that family that you cherish, that you love, that you absolutely 100% would bend over backwards for. If even if you haven't talked for a while, you'll just jump and they'll say jump and you'll say how high because you love your family. So family is a good thing to lean into, especially when you need self-care, because like I said, even if you're just relaxing, maybe you haven't talked to someone in a while, or maybe you miss a family member, and that's a hard one too when you miss a family member. I miss my mom's hugs. I miss my mom's hugs a lot. So, sometimes you can just maybe meditate on that and just think about them, or, all the good things, right? Aromatherapy. I love aromatherapy, but first and foremost, my warning, if you have pets and you have fur babies, please be careful. If you have water babies, if you have a diffuser, do not put the diffuser right over the fish tank. Okay, I'm sorry. This is distracting me. There is a beautiful crow that literally just landed right outside my window. And I love crows. A lot of people don't like them. A lot of people think they're like the harbingers of death. But to me, they're beautiful. They're just this sleek black creature that I'm sorry. It's distracting because he's going from branch to branch trying to get to the highest point. It looks like a baby because he's small. And it's not one of those. There's another blackbird, but I know this one's a crow. But I think he's doing his thing. So anyways, to me, they're messengers from, spirit, which is funny, right? Because I was talking about if you have a family member that's passed and then he landed there. So there's your sign. Maybe if someone's heavy on your mind that is no longer with us in this plane, they might be visiting. But going back to aromatherapy, If you have a diffuser, please do not put it over your fish tank because it diffuses, and it doesn't just diffuse smell, it diffuses little particles that you can't see. If you have pets, be careful with them too because, or make sure you find pet-friendly aromatherapies. All right. So because their bodies don't always metabolize it like ours does. So just be careful with that. Please, please, please. Trust me, I speak from experience. So, and that was my early days and I had no idea. So I'm very, very much an advocate for people to be careful when you're using, essential oils and aromatherapy. But other than that, wow, they can be amazing. If you're taking a bath, you have some safe essential oils, just a drop. It doesn't have to be in the water. It can, because it can, topical can be not so great for your skin too, depending on how, sensitive you are. But you can take some of the hot water, put it in a cup or something, and diffuse it in there while you're bathing, or put it at the other end, or maybe even a candle, right? So there are a lot of soothing scents. The mints, to me, like spearmint, peppermint, they're very soothing. Lavender is very soothing. Roses, vanilla, all these different things. If there's a combination you love, go for it. But again, like I said, just be careful. So aromatherapy. Aromatherapy can help too. See, I'm more of an incense person, but when I burn my incense, I keep my bedroom door closed so my cats can't get in. Granted, the smoke will probably come out eventually, but I'd rather them get the second hand than, straight up right in their face. Alone time. Alone time can be very, very wonderful. I didn't need to, but I came down to house sit for my father while he was gone, and it was very much the alone time I needed to kind of get my thoughts together, to gather my thoughts, to really kind of just do what I needed to do, to get my shit together. So and by that I mean, I think what my soul needed was to just rest. When I meditated on it, I kept thinking, what's my purpose? What have I got to do while I'm here? What am I supposed to be seeing? What am I supposed to be this? And then after I meditated on it, after I prayed on it, I was on YouTube and this message just right in my face. The title just grabbed me. So I listened to it and it was just like, you're not lazy. You're just tired. Your soul needs some rest. And so I took that as a sign and decided that over the last couple of days, that's all I was going to do. I wasn't going to force myself into a purpose because chances are I'm already doing my purpose. This feels like my purpose. So I think, good morning, Peanut. Hello. Okay, so Kyle says, introverts use that way of thinking to recharge the batteries, and sometimes it's necessary to take time for yourself. Well, exactly, and that's perfect because today is Self-Care Wednesday. So remember, self-care is not selfish. Self-care is not selfish. And for me, I'm kind of an introvert extrovert. It really depends, on the situation. But it is true. But I needed that alone time, and it's not that I can't get it at home. I know I have a roommate, so you're thinking, how do you get alone time? But I do, but it's like I get distracted at home. Here I was completely alone. No cats, no sibling, just, no outside stuff happening, and just here. Left to my own devices for several days, all by myself, except for the days that people were sprinkled into my day, which was basically one day. And then my anxiety hit on Monday, which just went haywire. But like I said, my anxiety piggybacks my depression, and so I don't always have it. But it feels situational a lot of times. But boy, these crows are just having a time of it outside today. But it feels very situational at times, and I'm not sure if it is or if it's really just something that I've ignored for so long. I've learned how to live with it, but now it's just kind of really starting to, now that I'm really taking care of my mental health, I'm just noticing all these different things, and it's like, woo, it's like party in Shelley's brain. But it's an introvert party. Everybody's up against the wall. But yeah, so anxiety is kind of a newish thing to me, but I think that ties in with the whole alone time. Sometimes it's what we need to just get everything, and like Kyle says, get our batteries recharged. So there's nothing wrong with that. Remember, You're not lazy, you're tired. I mean, especially when, people might think, well, I haven't done anything physical. Why would that make me tired? Believe it or not, especially if you're dinged up mental health, your mental health can really drain you. I mean, you're thinking, you're worrying, you're overthinking, you're worrying some more, or maybe you're having anxiety, maybe you're having a panic attack, maybe you're going through a depressive spiral, maybe you're just, maybe you have persistent depressive disorder, which I know some people who have that. I'm very grateful I don't, because that's just constantly. And sometimes doing the fake it till you make it, it's exhausting. Sometimes just trying to keep yourself afloat for a day or even getting out of bed is exhausting. So it's not always about physical. It's about mental. And on the flip side of that, think of it this way. You're trying to, say you're trying to unscrew something, right? And it's just stuck. And you have no idea. It's like, oh my God, no matter how hard I try this, I can't get it undone. For me, I will sit there and I'll turn to either my higher power or my angels and go, oh my God, please just give me my spirit guide. Just please give me the strength to get this off. And some people will say you're just convincing yourself, and that's fine. But whatever happens, we do something up here that reminds us what we're capable. And then all of a sudden you're able to do it. You give it those 2 last tries and you're like, whoa. Okay, so maybe I loosened it, or maybe I just didn't give up. But the point is that your brain tells you, just keep trying, keep doing it. You've got the power, you've got the strength. We can talk ourselves into anything, and we can talk ourselves out of anything. So, make good choices. Make a meal. So, self-care can be making yourself a meal. I know there's a lot of veggies on here, but come on. If you're not an emotional eater, if you do not have an eating disorder and you like comfort food, just, take a day. Take a day, sit, relax, have a drink, have whatever it is that you love to eat in this world. And, when I say people who don't have an eating disorder, comfort food there's a very fuzzy line for me between emotional eating and comfort food. So sometimes when I want to just sit down, and when you see all these movies and TV shows where people are just sitting down with their favorite stuff, and it's like, I can't always do that because I have to really gauge where I'm at. And sometimes that's more work than it's worth. So it's just kind of like, I'll just sit here and watch my favorite movie without the food. So, but, making a meal, whatever it is, whether it's a salad, a healthy meal or not, healthy meals are good too. I do love a good salad. I'm not going to lie. I do love a good salad, but I just make bad choices. If you put a salad or a burger and fries in front of me, I'm either going to eat them both, or if I have to pick one, sadly, I'm not going to make the healthy choice. And I really need to make the healthier choice. So, and I'm aware of this, but as a recovering emotional eater, not always that easy. So it really is something I'm working on. And, but yeah, you just put a salad in front of me. I'm good to go for days. But yeah, just make something that makes you happy. All right. The next one, positive affirmations. So if you can tell on here, I know it's backwards, you guys, sorry, but there are positive affirmations written all over her. I love myself, brave, beautiful, worthy, grateful, healthy, happy. And here's another one. It's really tiny. I choose love. So, and she got her little third eye popping out there. But I'm just going to say this like I always say it. What we say is what we hear, is what we process, and it ends up being what we see. So if we're constantly berating ourselves, if we're constantly being self-deprecating, if we're constantly being in this state of just, what am I trying to say? Sorry, this is what I'm talking about. My brain cells all took a hike. Just in a constant state of negativity. That's what you're going to start seeing. And if you're putting out the wrong vibration, that's also going to be what you start producing in your life. The things we say to ourselves need to be better. I also think it can affect the way we treat other people. If we feel horrible about ourselves, I think you can either go in 2 directions. You're either going to be the world's biggest people pleaser, or you're just going to lash out at the world and put a wall up. Because, you don't want to feel the feelings. So you're either going to go overboard to make everybody happy because you can't make yourself happy. instead of working on that and trying to make yourself happy. Or again, you're just going to put up that wall and just be very kind of abrasive with other people and just be like, no, stay away from me. So that's kind of the extremes on those. But I really honestly think that sometimes that's it, if you put up these walls. So speak kindly to yourself. Self-love is the greatest love you are ever going to give yourself. It is the greatest love you will ever have in your life. Even if you meet your soulmate and fall madly in love with this person, self-love is the greatest love you're going to give yourself. Because you are loving yourself, and by loving yourself, you are exuding this beautiful light that's going to touch everyone around you, including the people that you love or might be in love with, your soulmate, your people, your family, your friends. And that's why sometimes for a long time I used to do the fake it till you make it so bad, but my fake it till you make it wasn't far off from my personality, because I do try to exude this positivity because I know how crappy I feel on the inside, and I don't always want people to feel crappy like that. And I've had a weird balance lately trying to figure out how to be that person when, but also, honor my feelings in the moment. So when I would have a bad day, people would be surprised, especially at work. People like, oh, are you okay? Like they'd notice, like there was just those days when the mask kept slipping and I couldn't keep it on. It's like, are you okay? Oh yeah, I felt crappy for the last couple of days. Really? I hadn't noticed, but today I could really tell. And I'm not kidding. This is some of the stuff people would say to me, but today I can really tell. And it's like, well, I hope you feel better. Thanks. And there's always that surprise, right? Because we do have this big outer mask that we wear, and I'm trying not to wear the mask anymore. Like I said, I'm trying to honor my feelings, but also when I'm in public and around people, trying to be this bubbly person that I used to be. So, because I miss her, but I think she's just sitting down waiting for me to figure out what the hell I'm doing with my life and how I want to live it. And maybe that's my answer right there. So if it is, thank you. Because I miss her. I miss the social butterfly, bubbly me, the goofy, giggly me. I don't giggle a lot on here, but I think I'm having an identity crisis. And actually, you know what? I know we always have a topic with self-care, so maybe that's the topic for today. I think part of my identity crisis is I healed all this trauma. And I healed all this bad stuff, the trauma I suffered as a kid, the bullying I suffered as a kid, and even some of the bullying you suffer as an adult when, you don't fit the image that other people think you should. So they whisper behind your back, and not people I know, but they whisper behind your back, or even sometimes, people who are so concerned and worried about you that they make comments because they think they're helping. And that's okay. I understand. I mean, it's not okay. Some people say it's not okay. I understand where they're coming from. But I also have a voice now to say, you know what, that's not helping. Everything you're telling me, I already know. But it's a battle, and it's not as easy as you think it is to just poof, change. It should be. But for someone like me, I'm so resistant that it's been a challenge to not be resistant. And I think that's where the identity crisis is there's this person who was always there, this bubbly, energetic, fun, social butterfly me that was there, and I need to find her. But I think the problem is peeling her away from who I used to be. So as I'm talking this out with you all, so thank you for listening, and I'm hoping this is helping somebody else, I'm realizing now that maybe I thought because I healed all those damaged parts of me that person didn't exist anymore. But perhaps what it is that person was always there. She was just kind of, had that wall of crap around her because of all the stuff I had to heal. So in a way, it feels like a weird kind of identity crisis because I know who I am, and I know what I can be, and I know, the person I want to be. But I think the person I want to be has always existed, and I just forgotten that. I just kind of lost her in the shadows of healing the shadows. So I think it's time to unlock her from that cage, don't you think? So thank you. Thank you all for, and maybe that's just it. If you're going through your own healing journey, I know how hard it can be to go from being in a place where you're, where you're learning how to feel all these feelings, and they can be overwhelming. I mean, feeling your feelings can be so overwhelming. And when you're not used to it, because you're used to pushing it down or ignoring it, it can be overwhelming. And so, but then all of a sudden you heal, and all these icky feelings you used to have in the past that were like almost like a safety blanket, almost like your net, right? Your comfort zone. You feel naked without it. And you feel like you're standing in the middle of the mall that's super busy and you have no clothes on. And you just feel so vulnerable and so naked. And I think it's sometimes hard because of that fear. Like, most people would cover up and be like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm in this mall and I have no clothes on and blah, blah, blah. What is happening? And then, I'm sure that's some people's worst nightmare, right? Like literally a nightmare. Not in real life, but when you dream that, right? I mean, I had the weirdest dreams last night. It was horrible. But I'm kind of used to them, so they don't really bother me. They're like just one big long, and then I've learned how to kind of lucid dream so I can take control of my dreams and make them a little better. But imagine that vulnerability. But say you were dreaming and you thought, you know what, this is just a dream. Screw all these people. I'm just going to uncover myself and just walk like I belong. And that's the difference. Except in reality, we have to figure out how to walk into, our life now, walk into our future, walk into the unknown and the change with that level of vulnerability. And for a lot of people who suffered trauma throughout their lives, whatever kind of trauma it was, vulnerability can be hard, because we've sometimes, in my experience, I have felt like vulnerability is what led me to the bad things happening, and even the bullying at school. Because I was so awkward. I found a meme I saved a long time ago. It was majestically awkward. And that is me. Delightfully awkward, majestically awkward. That is me. I'm walking awkward. But I've always kind of been that way. Even when I was a social butterfly and, just bubbly and la la la, Shelley Marie. But yeah, I've always kind of had that awkwardness about me. But yeah, maybe that's it. We just have to figure out how to walk into the change and the unknown, being vulnerable. But here's the difference. You've healed your trauma. You've healed your pain. That doesn't mean they go away. That doesn't mean you don't have triggers from time to time. And that doesn't mean they're not going to pop up in some random place and throw a memory at you. And you may strike out, or you may hit a home run. You may hit that ball right out of the park. Or you may hit it to the outfield. You may hit it far enough away where you can deal with it later. Or you might get hit by the ball. That happens. And usually not by accident. And if that happens, you deal with it in the moment. But you know what you've survived. And when you know what you've survived, you realize that even though you're vulnerable, you have a shield. And that shield is the knowledge that you've brought with you from that healing journey. The tools that you have learned along the way. How to swing. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes you're going to swing and you're going to miss. And sometimes you're going to swing and you're going to hit that baby right out of the park. But when we're vulnerable going into the unknown, we need to remember, again, the tools, the strength that we've built. Vulnerability is not a bad thing. Vulnerability can be hard, but it's not a bad thing. It's okay to let people in. Just, use your spidey instincts. Set boundaries if you need to. Don't fall into bad behaviors so that you train people who are becoming your friends into thinking this is the behavior you have, so they take advantage of you. And sometimes it's not even on purpose. Sometimes it just happens, because you're so willing to do everything and people please and be this person that you don't realize you've done this, and then you've created a monster. So, and then you got to kind of backpedal and be like, nope, not going to do that anymore. So just be careful how you handle that. Chanting. So I'm not overly familiar with chanting, but I do know the only chanting I'm really familiar with is the native Hawaiian hula chanting. But I am also familiar with meditation chanting. And but I've never done those in particular. but I believe there are a lot of Sanskrit words like, I mean, and I don't know if it's Buddhism or Hinduism that chants, maybe both. I'm not really sure, so I apologize for that. I don't want to offend anybody. But chanting can be very good. Even if you come up with your own, but go to YouTube. YouTube has everything, all right? I mean, you can search the web, but go to YouTube. YouTube has that. They'll have chanting. I'm sure TikTok and Instagram and all those do, but YouTube has the videos, and they're longer videos. And, you can even say, I want to learn how to chant, meditative chanting, and it'll probably bring you up a billion videos. So check that out. But chanting can be good because a lot of times too, what it can do is when you have a mantra or even an affirmation, right? It could be a positive affirmation. Like this one, you could just sit there with your prayer hands and just go, I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. And then notice how when you start to feel it and believe it, it changes to like, I love myself. I love and you start believing it. So maybe even, taking your affirmation, pick an affirmation a day. I have a little box that has a bunch of affirmations and I need to get back to it. But every day I would pick one and that would be my mantra for the day. And they were all just little mantras I either got from the internet or that came out of my brain that I made up, or heard somewhere. And I just put it in this little box. I shook it up and whatever it was, that was the mantra for the day. So that could be your chanting. That can be your along with your affirmation. So clean your space. Clean your space. Sometimes clutter can be bad. Clutter can be bad. Go through this stuff. Do the whole Marie Kondo. Was her name Marie Kondo? Do the whole Marie Kondo thing. Does it bring you joy? Does it bring you joy? There were a lot of things I've thrown out because they were so tied to mom and sissy. And then I thought, you know what? I don't need to keep this napkin to remind me of two people I cared about, Sissy Joe and Mom, but I would keep the bigger things that they've given me, like presents or my mom. For a while, I used to collect shot glasses, and no matter where my mom went, even if she went to the same place twice, I always got a shot glass, to the point where I'm pretty sure if I ever have my own bar, I'm not going to be in a shortage of shot glasses. But I did have to throw some of them out, and I still have a ton. I still have a ton of them, which is why it made more sense now for me to just ask for pens, because I love writing pens, and I figure they're a lot smaller to store when they run out of ink. But yeah, clutter can be so overwhelming and disarming, and I know that because my room is cluttered. And my brain is cluttered, and so sometimes we have to read out what we don't need in our life, right? So here's another one: clear your energy field. Now, this may not be for everybody, but here's the thing: you might be saying maybe you're not a person who wanders into the spiritual side or the metaphysical side of life, and are like, well, how the hell do I clean my energy? Well, when you're showering, you could, maybe you've had a bad day, or you could just you could do that. You could shower and just clear all the crap out. And you could just imagine your aura is visible. And just while you're bathing and while you're soaping and while you're doing all this stuff and washing your hair, you can just imagine all of this just clearing out your energy field. You can also, okay, so this just popped into my head. This is not something I do, but if you live alone, you can get a feather duster, like maybe one of those big ones, right? Those big long ones that you see. Just get a feather duster. You don't have to use it on anything but yourself. And you can just imagine you sweeping off the negative energy. A lot of people can possibly be empaths, but a lot of people, excuse me, don't realize that they are. So you could be out there picking up all this energy. You might go for a walk in the forest and go, oh gosh, I feel so invigorated. And then, you may end up in town, and you might end up at a crowded place. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, why do I feel so drained all of a sudden? And you might think, oh, it's because the forest is so amazing. Well, the forest is amazing. You can get a lot of energy from trees and nature. I mean, they're just throwing their energy at you going, yeah, take it all. It's like handing out free samples of love and energy. And, but when you get around people, if somebody's having a bad day, they could accidentally be sucking the life out of you without you realizing it. So you got to learn how to bubble. But a lot of times people don't realize that. So, I know a lot of people don't want to venture down this road. So that's why I said just get a long duster. If people say, oh, you can keep your duster in wherever you want, you can hide it, and nobody has to know what it's for. Now, you can also, if you know people, sibling and I will do this. We'll just wipe each other, like wipe the energy field off. And the reason we help each other is because, I can't necessarily reach my back, right? So there's always that weird little space where you can't reach. So it's just easier to have someone else just kind of wipe away your energy field. So that can be helpful too. All right. So, movement. Ooh, movement's always fun. Movement is fun. Dancing's fun. I'm probably the world's worst dancer. Maybe, maybe not. But I do like to dance when nobody's watching, when nobody's looking. I just put on my headphones and I'm like, yeah, let's do this. But I'll be honest with you. So for anybody watching this later that always thought that I tore my knee doing Taibo, and this is years ago, I was in my 20s. I did not. Since I was a kid, whenever I was alone, I would do choreography. And I mean all kinds of choreography. Or I would copy Madonna, right? Because Madonna was huge in the 80s and early 90s in my life. I mean, she's still huge, right? She's still an icon. But I would do a lot of the drop to the floor stuff, get back up. I mean, I was, it kept me in shape and it kept me toned and all that. But one day I was just dancing and my knee. And I told sibling, I said, yeah, it was so dumb. I don't even know how I did it. She's like, oh, that's common for dancers to have knee issues. Kind of like, catchers in baseball, right? To have those knee issues. And I was like so shocked. I was like, really? And she's like, yeah, she's also, I think her aunt had torn her knee several times. So there you go. That's actually how I tore my knee. But I still love movement. I just gotta take it. I gotta be chill about it. So movement's not a bad thing. Movement can be wonderful. It could be yoga. It could be qigong, tai chi. It could be dancing. It could be what is that? The dancing, the expressive dance? No, artistic dancing. No. I can't remember what it was called, but when you watch these people and they're just doing all their movements, but they're so coordinated, it's so beautiful. It's like watching art come to life, I mean, just the things that fascinate my brain is just wow. But anyways, movement can be awesome. And see, look, I believe that's a yoga move. So, and yeah, I believe that's a yoga move. So there you go. Let's see. Let's do a couple more. Here's another one. Connect with water. I think that's pretty obvious. Connect with water. Write a gratitude list. Some people believe that it's good for your mental health too, whether you have indignant mental health or not, to write a gratitude list every morning, 5 things you're grateful for. And you're probably thinking, what the hell am I going to be grateful for? It's like, I've already listed my family. And then you start listing them by name because you figure, okay, well, that's 5 people. You could be grateful for your lamp, your phone, your screen, the bracelet you're wearing, the earrings you're wearing, the hair tie you have, the necklace, the clothes, the bra, the underwear, the whatever, if you're a dude, whatever you wear. You can be grateful for the view. I mean, this view is very distracting. I mean, you'll notice when I'm here doing my show, I spend more time looking out the window than I do at the camera. But when I'm home, no problem. But yeah, I mean, the birds that flew by, the trees, I mean, I can literally see, it's so clear right now for the most part that I can see all the way into the next country, which is about 30 miles away. So, so yeah, it's very interesting, so, just, the stuff, write a gratitude list, you can be great. Maybe you're grateful for your job and just, you can find things if you really try hard enough. I mean, this is Lola. Lola is she's the keeper of my secrets, i.e. she's the keeper of my stories. But yeah, Lola. So see, I'm grateful for her because she keeps all my stuff. She's compact, she's tiny. I would never put her on a keychain because this is so precarious. She'd probably fall off. But the point is, she's adorable and I'm grateful for it, right? I'm grateful that someone made something cute because I love turtles. I love all kinds of animals, but turtles, penguins, otters, damn, cows, I know. But just little things, sometimes we forget the little things. And I think that's where the gratitude list helps. It reminds us of the little things. I'm so grateful somebody held the door open for me yesterday, or I'm so grateful somebody let me in traffic. We forget these things. I'm so grateful I got home okay. But just say, I'm so grateful that, or I'm so grateful for, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Even if you don't want to write the thank you, say it and say it out loud. Music is healing. I don't care what anybody says. Music is healing. I know. So you're going to laugh. A lot of people will turn on meditative music when they're agitated or in a bad mood. A lot of people will turn on soothing music, maybe, or instrumental stuff. I literally have a playlist called In a Mood. I'm in a mood. AC/DC, Metallica, Pantera, Def Leppard. Oh God, I can't think. A group. I think that's Saliva. I know, what a name, right? Pennywise. Just I might have some punk music in there too. I might have the Sex Pistols in there somewhere. But yeah, I when I'm in a mood, I need something just. And the funny thing is I know a lot of people can't understand. It's like, why are you listening? I remember when I was younger. It's like, oh, and Guns N' Roses. Anything hard, I would listen to. I mean, I like it anyway, so it's a no-brainer for me. But when I was younger, my mom would be like, how can you listen to this so loud and just fall asleep? For some reason, it was soothing. But I think I've narrowed it down to the fact that they really, really make use of their drums in these bands. And I think that's what it is, drums kind of send out their own binaural beat. And your brain just latches onto it and just says, okay. Or when I'm driving in the car, like sometimes on my way to therapy, I'll just be like, I'm in a mood. I got to put this on, get me prepared. So, music can be amazing. And read. Who doesn't want to get lost in a good book? Who doesn't want to get lost in a good book? A good read, right? So Sibling's been reading her little heart out while I've been gone. She's like, yeah, I've been reading like crazy. So we went through a lot today. I'm going to read 2 more. Hydrate. Please drink your water. 64 ounces minimum is what you should be drinking a day. If you're in health mode, i.e. maybe you're trying to get healthier, what they say is you should take your weight, split it in half, and that's the amount of ounces of water you should be drinking. But remember, this is going to sound a little gross, but if your pee comes out clear, be careful with that. You're drinking too much water, because if it's clear, you're probably peeing out all the good stuff too. Okay, you're peeing out all the good bacteria, all the good nutrients in your body. So it should be like a little pretty sunshine yellow. not sunshine yellow, but like that pastel yellow of sorts. I know it's gross, but hey, when you hydrate, you'll know. And hydrating makes your skin nice. Okay, like hydrating legit, I know, look at me. Hydrating legit makes your skin nice. And for me, it's funny because believe it or not, I can always tell when I'm not drinking a lot of water because my lips kind of go flat. I mean, I know they're kind of flat on the top, but no, my lips can kind of go flat. So when I drink my amount of water, they fluff. So hydrate. And last but not least, let's see, last but not least, well, there's Dream Journal, Look to the Stars. Look to the Stars can be very meditative. Watch a movie with the kitty. I'm trying to find one that I really, really think will just connect with people. Oh, you can get a massage. That's kind of standard. Be still. That's like alone time. How about this one? Sing. Just sing your little heart out. Just sing your little heart out. When I'm alone, or even if I'm not alone, if older siblings across the way, I put on my headphones and boy, I go to town. It's like I'm dancing like nobody's watching, right? I just cut loose. And I don't care. I'm not a terrible singer. I'm not a great singer, but I'm not a terrible singer either. But, yeah. And I'm telling you, it's my tell when I'm able to sit at my desk and I just start singing. I know that I'm in a good place. When I just listen to the music, it's kind of my tell that I need to maybe think about where my brain is at, because when I sing when I'm in a good place. So that again, that's kind of my tell. Like, you know, like when I get anxiety while we're watching this and I start getting itchy. I know I get itchy when I have anxiety, but which was crazy on Monday. God, it's like I couldn't find a back scratcher in this house to save my life. But so I look like a bear up against a wall. It's just like, oh my God. But anyways, like I said, self-care is not selfish. It's like my cousin shared earlier. Introverts use alone time as a way of recharging their batteries. Introverts, my advice to you is a lot of you are probably empaths. So you need to really kind of guard your energy. I know a lot of people will sit there and go, you know, empathic is just bullshit. It's not. You know, people will always find a reason to put something down that makes sense to somebody else. So if you choose to believe you are and people are saying, no, let's scientifically explain this, just guard your energy field. That's all I'm saying. Just guard your energy field, because sometimes when you're an introvert too, you want to be more of an extroverted person, but you don't know how to be. So you put that energy out there and your energy becomes vulnerable and people will just suck the life out of you. And that's why you probably need to recharge your batteries a lot more. So, yeah, just, you know, allow yourself to be vulnerable enough, but also protect your energy. Okay. So I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Tomorrow is a travel day for me. So if you don't see me here at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, it's because I didn't do a show. It just depends. I may come on earlier, but, I'm not sure what the time frame is yet. So if there's no show tomorrow, I will see you all Friday for Oracle Friday. So Oracle Friday, I always love Oracle Friday. It's really, really fun. I'll be home so I can pull different decks this time than the ones we've been using that I brought here with me. But I do have my favorites, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, so if I don't see you tomorrow, I will see you back here 8:30 a.m. Pacific time Friday. Facebook Live. All lives are public. You can catch me on the Aloha Perspective on Facebook, my Facebook page, or on my YouTube page. Okay, so have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Kyle, thank you for popping on. I appreciate it. If you're still on, I can't really tell, guys. Sometimes the thing has an eyeball, sometimes it doesn't, and then I find out like 6 people were on. So I know, not a lot, but I know a lot of people watch this afterwards. But have a great day, everybody. Please, it's Self-Care Wednesday, but every day should be self-care. Take care of yourself every day. Self-care is not selfish. It is necessary. Have a great day.